does it work that becoming happier usually makes people kinder and more cooperative and generous towards others? Like, it's kind of like a chain reaction?
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. For most people, there are some really annoying exceptions. People who become happy and be even more of a jerk and selfish. But on the whole, you're right. When we feel our needs are met, we kind of calm down and come to our home base, and the home base, the human home base for a normal human body, is to be basically peaceful and contented and kind of loving, kind of warm-hearted, you know. Uh, People may then disagree with each other. Two people might compete for the same, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, or want to open two restaurants next to each other and only one's going to survive a year from now. But that said, deep down inside, when people feel like there's enough sense of safety. We have three great needs: safety, satisfaction, connection. They relate to the three stages of the brain: reptilian brainstem, mammalian subcortex, primate human neocortex. Safety, satisfaction, connection, achieved through avoiding harms, approaching rewards, and attaching to others. Avoiding, approaching, attaching. That's a really fast, great summary of kind of what are we up to here in life, right? And the point is, when people don't feel like their needs are met deep down inside themselves, even if they have money, even if other people are, nice to them, whatever, but deep down inside, if they don't feel their needs are met, then they go into what I call the red zone. Naturally, we go there. We fight, flight, or freeze. We get cranky, we get driven, we get addicted. We're in the red zone. On the other hand, when people feel like their needs are met, when they feel like there's enough safety, maybe they're threatened. I've done a ton of rock climbing. I've been in life and death situations a lot in wilderness. And you can be in hazardous situations. You can play sports in which, it's intense, it's real, right? Well, inside yourself, you're enthusiastic and confident and determined. So just because there's a challenge to a need doesn't mean you need to go into the red zone. And that's kind of a key, because as we build up resources inside, we're more able to deal with increasingly challenging situations while retaining what I call an unshakable core of calm strength, a sense of contentment and well-being, and a warm-hearted compassion for ourselves and others. And that's really the essence of it all. So as we build up that core, to your point, we usually become less of a jerk. We become usually more cooperative, altruistic, generous to other people, which then gives us opportunities to have beneficial experiences, which we can internalize, because that's the pathway to growing strengths inside, so that we become even more. We build up the core of resilient well-being inside ourselves, and then have even more to give to other people in a wonderful upward spiral.
Well, for example, do you think that if we could teach kids how to use their brains to cope with emotions and stress, that maybe a lot of like the statistics I talked about earlier would be reduced?
100%. Like, I like to learn stuff. I'm always tripping out on new things. Like, we're seeing pictures these days taken by a little R2-D2 robot unit on Mars. We are the first generation in all of human life. Our species has been here for about 300,000 years, anatomically modern humans, and our ancestors were making stone tools for another 2 million years before that. We've been here a long time. And you and I, Adam, are the first humans who've ever been able to see a sunset on Mars or a sunrise on Mars from these little R2-D2 units there. That's trippy. That's great. So I think, the work of a young person in our culture is not to herd goats or to churn butter, as cool and important as that might be. It's to go to school, get good at stuff, and then build up knowledge and capabilities inside that you can then use for the rest of your life. All right. And acknowledging that a fair amount of what happens in schools, maybe not very efficient, it's not on point, you don't realize the purpose. I myself have redesigned the educational system in a variety of ways, and I would focus more on the heartwood of the matter, the real essence of the matter, and have kids learn that and focus on that. Meanwhile, you're exactly right. The social emotional skills of mindfulness, self-awareness, self-control, and especially learning how to learn. That's the most important thing of all, because then you can apply that to anything you want to grow inside. The material, it's called positive neuroplasticity. How to uh, relate to what you're experiencing so that you can disengage from the crud and take the good stuff inside yourself so that you gradually hardwire it into your own brain. That would be incredibly important to learn. I would emphasize that myself, if I were running a school district. And as research shows, when you focus on social emotional learning, academic learning improves as well.